Hello. Innovative printer and typographer Emery Walker, a founder member of the Art Workers Guild, was born in Paddington in 1851. At the age of 13, he left school and began work as an apprentice draper to help support his family after his coach builder father's eyesight failed. It was not work he enjoyed. Fascinated by books and the history of printing from an early age, at the age of 22, he left to take a job with a typographic etching company based in Chiswick, where he was soon devising improved methods of producing book illustrations from photographic negatives. After marrying Mary Grace Jones in 1877, Walker moved to Hammersmith Terrace, and in 1886 began his own printing business, employing the latest techniques in typesetting and for reproducing paintings and drawings. He met and befriended his Hammersmith neighbour William Morris at meetings of the local socialist movement. Enthused by a magic lantern lecture given by Walker on 15th century typefaces, Morris, with advice from Walker, set up the Kelmscott Press in 1891, a project that dominated his final years. Drawing inspiration from medieval manuscripts, book designs by the Kelmscott Press were visually balanced, with borders on a double-page spread, typically placed with the narrowest margin on the inner side, widening clockwise, with the widest margin at the foot of the recto or right-hand page, mirrored on the verso or left-hand page. Books were hand-printed. Typefaces were based on the fonts used in late 15th century Venice, a centre of Renaissance printing, notably those designed by Nicholas Jensen, a French engraver based in the city. Emery Walker had a collection of Jensen's books and produced enlarged pages for William Morris to work from. Morris designed 3 fonts: Golden, used for his utopian novel News from Nowhere. This is the frontispiece with a drawing of Kelmscott Manor by Charles March Geer, who illustrated several books for the Kelmscott Press, with an acanthus leaf border designed by Morris. Troy, based on early German typefaces, and a smaller version of Troy, Chaucer. Text was deliberately closely spaced. The Kelmscott edition of the complete works of Geoffrey Chaucer, with 87 illustrations by Edward Burne-Jones, was published to critical acclaim in 1896. Walter Crane was among the artists collaborating at the Kelmscott Press. Other notable illustrators included Charles March Geer, who we've already mentioned, Arthur Gaskin, and Edmund Hort New, all members of an informal collective known as the Birmingham Group. The Kelmscott Press had produced 53 books by the time it closed in 1898, 2 years after William Morris's death. Following the demise of the Kelmscott Press, Emery Walker went into partnership with Thomas Cobden Sanderson, who already owned a bookbinding business, Dove's Bindery, named after the Dove, a local public house in Hammersmith, to establish Dove's Press, operating out of No. 1 Hammersmith Terrace. Walker supervised the creation of a distinctive Dove's typeface for the press. A Bible was among the books published using Dove's typeface. With his own business to run, Emery Walker had limited time to devote to Dove's Press, which led to a rift with Cobden Sanderson, and in 1909 to the dissolution of the partnership. Cobden Sanderson refused to honour an agreement that Walker owned the rights to Dove's type. Working under cover of darkness, between 1913 and 1917, when the press closed, Cobden Sanderson disposed of every copy of the Dove's type, along with the punches and matrices, throwing them in batches from Hammersmith Bridge into the River Thames. After meticulous research by designer Robert Green, with the help of divers from the Port of London Authority, enough original pieces were salvaged from the riverbed in 2015 to enable Green to recreate Dove's type digitally. Emery Walker's house at 7 Hammersmith Terrace, his home from 1903, which preserves an authentic arts and crafts interior, including William Morris wallpaper, is now owned by a trust that offer pre-booked tours to small groups. Next time, Ernest Jimpson, the Barnsley brothers Ernest and Sidney, and the Sapperton group of designer craftsmen who established an influential craft workshop in the rural Cotswolds. If you've enjoyed this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons and click on the notification bell to be informed when the next video is available, or you can subscribe by clicking on the rose window over my shoulder.